It's 8:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. There's still no sign of a Lake Macquarie family reported missing overnight. 3-month-old Blake Holman and his parents Ashley Groizard and Michael Holman left their home at Mirrabooka yesterday morning and haven't been seen or heard from since. Blake Clifton from police headquarters says the family were travelling in a silver-coloured VY Commodore sedan with registration plates YNY266, and there are serious concerns for the welfare of the baby.
Police were alerted to the missing family shortly after midnight today. After members of the family raised their concerns. Police hold serious concerns for the welfare of the child due to reports of erratic behaviour displayed by the child's parents. We're asking members of the public to be on alert and report any sightings of the vehicle or the family to 000 immediately.
State Emergency Service crews in the Hunter are on standby today with up to 150 millimetres of rain predicted across some parts of the region. Crews responded to 10 calls in the Hunter after last night's storm for leaking roofs. Brett Dutchke from Weather Zone says a low-pressure trough and cold front with thunderstorms is making its way across the state, bringing heavy rain, strong winds, damaging surf and hail.
Rain will probably be the most intense early evening, so that's not such good timing for those wanting to head home and pick the kids up.
New South Wales Labor say they'll remove the Adamstown rail gates if elected next year and build either an underpass or overpass. The proposal comes as part of a bigger plan to revitalise Newcastle and the transport system, which includes keeping the railway line into the city and putting in 6 pedestrian and traffic crossings. New South Wales Labor leader John Robertson says the plan goes beyond the electoral cycle and sets the region up for the future.
Labor will remove the Adamstown gates and build an overpass or an underpass. That we will build the Lake Macquarie interchange, that Labor will complete the inner city bypass for Newcastle, a program to ensure that Newcastle is a city that can go forward with confidence.
However, Regional Director of the Property Council of Australia, Andrew Fletcher, says Labor's revitalisation plan for Newcastle will cost jobs.
Work is already well underway in reconnecting the city with the waterfront. Major contracts have been let with a number of local firms. So were Labor able to do what John Robertson announced yesterday, it would mean ripping up significant government contracts, and it would mean forcing local people out of work.
Development in the Hunter Economic Zone near Cessnock could cause the extinction of a rare bird. The extremely rare Regent honeyeater uses the zone as a breeding ground, and experts believe developing the area will wipe out the species. BirdLife Australia project coordinator Mike Roderick says the state government needs to re-evaluate the area.
The area that they bred is a patch of bushland south of Kurri. Part of the bush is National Park and part of the bush has been zoned for industrial subdivision, and BirdLife Australia believes that the area that's been zoned for industrial subdivision, which is actually where the birds nested, should also be added to the National Park or conserved in some way.
And there's been overwhelming community support for Jai Parker, who lost his arm in a beer keg explosion at Bar Beach Bowling Club on Friday. The 23-year-old doesn't have private health insurance, and an online fundraising effort has already collected close to $3,000. Now with sport, Cecilia Connell.
The Jets will share the field with Spain's most prolific goal scorer, David Villa, when they take on Melbourne City this weekend. While the match will be tough, assistant coach Clayton Zane says the team is up for the challenge.
I don't think any of the players let themselves down to the point where they would be excluded from the next match day squad. But in saying that, Phil needs to look at it from a tactical perspective, and that might be making changes to match up against the opposition.
Meanwhile, former Liverpool and Manchester United greats Robbie Fowler and Dwight Yorke will return to Newcastle in January, along with a host of past Premier League stars for the inaugural Legends of Football tour to Australia. And Knights band of brothers Sione Chanel and Pat Metaltia have commenced legal proceedings to sever ties with their manager, longtime family friend Chris Haddad, stating he hasn't acted in their best interests during negotiations with Knights and other NRL clubs. That's sport. I'm Cecilia Connell.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 9.